Hey guys, what's up? It's the Moon. Long time no see. In this video, I'm going to be showing off my end of 2023 cube collection. So as most of you already know, well, I hope you know anyways, for the past 4 years I'd say now, on the 29th of December, I uploaded an end of year cube collection video, and today happens to be the 29th, so here it is. Cube collection videos basically show how much money I've lost, how much more I need help, and how much more my addiction, how more concerned. If you'd like to buy any of the cubes shown in this video, make sure to get them from thecubicle.com and use my code NDS to get a whole 5% off their entire order. Enough of that, let's start with 2x2. Here are all of my 2x2s. I honestly thought I have more, but this is all mine. Starting off with a carbon fiber 2x2, this is my first ever 2x2, and it's super sandy and rusty because I used it underwater. You can look at the damage. This is a GAN 249 V2M, a really long name, and there's nothing to say about this cube, but it's quite small. This is a Cyclone Boys shiny 2x2. It's not that bad, but it catches a lot like this. This is a mini 2x2 my friend bought me. It's pretty bad, but I appreciate the gift. Here's the comparison. This is the Volk 2. Fun fact about this cube, I actually lost my Volk at Irish Champs this year, but my friend Connor was nice enough to give me his one. I appreciate it a lot, so thank you. This is the RS2M that I got for free in one of my cubicle orders. I like the sound of it. This is the original YJMGC 2x2. It's not terrible, but it's not great either. This is the YJMGC Elite, which is basically the second version of the YJMGC. It's a pretty good 2x2. This is another YJMGC 2x2 Elite, but it's an angstrom, and it's a lot better than the other one, and this is my main. Before I start the 3x3 section of this video, this is how many 3x3s I own. Honestly, I'm really concerned. Okay, let's begin. This is the Rubik's 3x3, an absolute classic. I believe almost everyone has started their cubing journey with this cube. This is a cube my sister brought me from Poland when I first got into cubing. This is my second ever cube, and it's pretty beaten up now. This is a carbon fiber 3x3. It's alright. This is a Chi jelly cube. Really interesting to look at. I dumped so much lube in it like 2 years ago, and it still turns terrible. This is a Chi sail, I believe. But as you can see, this is like, I don't know what that is. I've used this underwater as well, actually. So let's take a look. Yeah, that's not very good. This is a next cube my friend and I bought together. We saw this in the shop and I wanted to buy it, and she was like, okay, I'll donate like €5. So we bought it together, and it is a cube. This is a Cyclone Boys shiny 3x3. I think it looks super cool, and it reflects light, believe it or not. These are all of my RS cubes. Please forgive me if I named them wrong. I honestly am trying to remember exactly which one is which. This is the RS3M 2020 edition. Honestly, such a revolutionary cube for its time. I believe it was like one of the biggest budget cubes to ever come out. This is the RS3M 2021. Not a big upgrade from a 2020 in my opinion. Although it has maglev, I do prefer the 2020 edition. This is 2022 Super Standard Edition. This is the RS3M 2022 Ball Core Edition. It's golden inside. It's pretty cool. This is significantly better than the standard. This is the Super RS3M 2022 V2. Honestly, not a bad cube. Although when I first got it, I thought it was the V5. It has a distinct sound that differs it from the others. So here's the Ball Core. And then here's the V2. And last but not least, we have the RS3M V5. I haven't like lubed it or set it up or anything. It's still pretty good. I also love it so much for the robot it came with. It's such a beautiful thing to add. Like, they usually come with like covered in plastic wrap and stuff. I mean, it did come in plastic wrap, but this just like, this makes up for it, you know? It's so cool. Okay, here are some other Modi cubes that I personally really like. This is the GTS 3M, a classic 3x3. And when it came out, I think it just shocked a lot of people because it had ridges and it was just like really random. This is the Worm 2019 edition, was my main for the longest time. I think if it weren't for the Tornado V3, this would still be my main cube. This is the Worm 2021 non-maglev, the first version of the Yo cube. It's the old Yo logo as well. Like, I know the one now is quite different, but I like the classic one. It's pretty nice. This is the Worm 2021 maglev edition. It's a nice cube, and I really like the purple internals that were introduced. This is the Huamin YS3M. I used this officially in like one round, I think, or maybe two. I don't remember. It's maglev, but it doesn't like have the unnecessary speed of a maglev, if you know what I mean. This is the special edition and this is the standard Worm V9s. I got this one first. Nice cube. Unfortunately, I don't main it as it's too fast for me. Whereas with the special edition, I do main this at home. A controllable version of this, basically because it has no maglev. I tried this in one official round and it went terrible, so I can't main this officially. These are all of my GAN cubes. This is the GAN X, my first ever GAN cube. This is the GAN XS. This is when GAN started making really light cubes. This is the GAN 11M Pro. Right now it's pretty disgusting because it's just like really slow. Okay, these are 12, 13, and 14. I honestly need to just check each one. This is the GAN 12. I think this is probably the nicest GAN cube out there. For me, this is the 13. You can kind of tell my turning's a bit worse with it. It's kind of too easy to turn. The 14, I believe they kind of fixed that issue, but it still doesn't like stick out to me as much as the 12 does. My last GAN cube is the GAN I carry. My second Bluetooth cube. It's super cool. These are my Dian 3x3s. Guhan V4. When it first came out, people complained of it having like breaking issues, which I have not experienced once. This is the Tiernan V1. It is my blind main and it's better than the V2 in my opinion. Speaking of the V2, I don't know where it is right now. Like it is, never mind, I found it. This is a Tiernan V2. I mained it for quite a bit, but now it's just really loose. Whenever I try tightening it, nothing happens. This is the Guhan Pro. My OH main, if you compare it to the V4, this looks better. The logo is really nice as well. These are my two Volks, both the exact same Volk 3M. This one turns better than this one. Here are some cubes that don't really go into a category. This is the MGC Evo, which is broken. This is the Chi something Pro. I got this sent to. It's a budget cube. I think it's like $10, but it's really nice actually. This is the Rubik's Connected, my first ever Bluetooth cube. Yeah, okay. My small 3x3s. Chi keychain that I got ages ago. And this is the GAN 330, which is also a keychain. These are my Tornadoes. This is the X-Man Tornado V2. I never mained it, but it's nice to have. This is the Tornado V3, which is my current main. We can finally move on to 4x4. This is the Shangshou Mr. M 4x4. My first 4x4. This is the YJ something V2. This is the Usual Magic that I got a very, very long time ago. The day I got it, it exploded and I could not put it back together. So I had to get my dad to do it for me, and that was quite a day. This is the Mini Gilon 4x4. It's like the same size as a 3x3. This is the Aussie Worm. It's a nice 4x4. Not my main, but it is my 4-blind main. This is the YJ MGC 4x4. This one I dropped in soup. And this is my main, the Sebastian. And this is my main, the Sebastian MGC 4x4. It just works really well for me. On to 5x5. I own 3 of these. This is my first ever 5x5, the Usual Magic. I think it's actually pretty good. This is the Volk 5. I got this especially because the Volks are being discontinued and I just wanted to get my hands on one. And lastly, my main, it's the MGC 5x5. 6x6. This is one that I got in the mystery puzzle. I have no idea what it's called, but it's actually pretty terrible. This is the YJ Aoshi. It's actually not that bad. This is the MGC 6x6 I mained for a very long time. Pretty revolutionary thing when it first came out because of like the new hardware and stuff. But then the Aoshi V2 came out and it's such a good 6x6. And there's like a huge difference in size, which I think is a pro. Significantly better than the 7x7 actually, so yeah. Speaking of 7x7, I have 3. This is my first 7x7, the Yufu. It's quite big, like look at this comparison. This is the YJ MGC 7x7. I mained also for a long time. This came out, Yufu V2M. Such a good 7x7. My first side event is going to be Skewb. So my first ever Skewb here is the carbon fiber Skewb. Pretty bad. This is the X-Man Wingy. I have no idea what happened here. I actually want to try get the Wingy V2 if it feels similar to this. This is the Moyu Aoyun Skewb. These really unique center caps that were like changeable. And then last but not least, here's my main, the GAN Skewb. It's a really nice Skewb. I'm pretty slow, so I don't know what to say. This is the one NS case I know. I hate this, man. I honestly have no clue why I have so many Pyraminxes, as it's like easily one of the worst events. This is the carbon fiber Pyraminx with ball bearings. As you can tell, it's pretty terrible. This is the Shangshou Pyraminx, also ball bearings. This is the X-Man Bell Pyraminx, and I really like it, but it's quite heavy now to compare. This is the Mr. M. Really interesting texture on the pieces. Okay, one can argue that was my turning, but I refuse to believe that. This is the GAN Pyraminx. It was pretty nice. When I first got it, I really liked it. The Waylon, Steven's Waylon, and also Steven's Usual Magic. These are both really nice Pyraminxes. I love them a lot. But this is my main. This is a backup. Megaminx. I will say this. This year, Megaminx hardware has finally been updated. This is something. YJ something. I don't know. It's really bad. I don't like it. Do not buy it. I don't recommend whatsoever. I'm gonna go throw it. This is the MGC Megaminx. I actually don't know why I bought this, to be honest. Here is the Yoo-Hoo V2. Such a good price, and it's really good. This is the Zyna Megaminx V1. I had the Yoo-Hoo for a bit. Then I got this, and this is like an instant main. And lastly is the Zyna Megaminx V2. I think it's so cool. As someone who does not care about Megaminx, this cube appeals to me so much. It literally has core magnets, which is so crazy to see in the Megaminx. Square one. I think this is such a unique event. This year has made me appreciate this event a lot. I don't know why. This is a Chi something. I got this in Mongolia like 4 or 5 years ago. This is the Usual Magic. I think it's still a pretty decent spawn to this day. Okay, so I've just realized that one of my square ones has disappeared. This is my main, the Angstrom square one that has an Evil Gang logo on it. But I do have a one Bumblebee square one, which I actually have no idea where it is. Okay, I found it. There it is. This one is broken. This one, yeah, chipped off. But this one, and then my main here is the Angstrom MPC. Such a good squad. I think this year alone I've dropped about 10 seconds on average, so that's super cool. The final WCA event on this list is clock. So here are my 3 clocks. I like to include this every single year, even though it's broken. This is the Lingao, which I got like some mod of it. It's like magnetic but broke. And then these are my 2 Chi clocks. Last year I only had one, which is this one, but this year I made them custom. So this clock is an Octoman clock, like that, which is my main, and this is another clock, and I did the Anders mod on it. Okay, we have finally reached the non-WCA part of this video. Here they are. We have 2 mirror cubes. This one I won in some like school raffle, and this is I stole from my cousins in Mongolia. This is a windmill cube, I believe. It's basically a 3x3 mod. This is a rainbow ball I got before I started cubing, actually. I saw my friend in class who had it, and I was like, oh, I want one too. This is a floppy cube, which is so dumb. This is a tower cube, a 2x2x3. Pretty interesting. This is a face-turning octahedron, FTO for short. I didn't get to learn how to solve this, so it just remains scrambled. This is a dino cube that I also got in the cubicle mystery puzzle. And then here's my banana cube, which I can solve, but it's currently scrambled. I don't know if it counts, but non-WCA, we have a Klotsky. This is a Swift block that I was sent by GAN. I will make a video on this very soon, but it's pretty interesting. I couldn't find this at the time of recording, but I also have a Panda 2x2, so yeah. So that is my entire cube collection. The aftermath is pretty brutal. So singular banana cube, stack here, and then my bed. Comment down below how many cubes you think I have, because I don't actually know. I'm gonna count them as I'm editing, and whoever gets the closest or gets the exact number, you get a shout out. If you would like to buy any of the cubes shown in this video, make sure to buy them from thecubicle.com and use my code NDS to get a whole 5% off your entire order. Thank you guys so much for watching. Happy New Year, Merry Christmas, all of that. I'll see you in 2024.